put some oil on the medium side. This is probably about a 600 grit, and between 600 and 1000 grit is really what a medium is. And then we'll flip it, and I'll do the fine side, which is about 1000 to 3000 typically. So I'm putting it down like this and lifting the handle till this flattens out. So right about there. Let's check it out for a burr. Get more of an even burr on it, so nice and flat there. A little bit of pressure, not too much, not too little. And now I got a burr here. Lay it on the back here. It's very sharp, just with the coarse. And let's see if we can get cut some paper with that. Well, it started to cut, but I know it's not sharp enough for what I want. It's cutting, but I want it sharper. So I'm going to go over to the fine side, which is about 1000 on this one. And let's oil that one up here. And just get this even sharper. Now there will be a burr, but it'll be less than when we use the more abrasive side. I'll remove that. Lay this flat on the back. And I'm going to run my finger perpendicular, never parallel with the blade. So you go perpendicular like this to test it. But you don't go with the blade. You go against it. Okay. Now that's going to be perfect for what I need it for. It's cutting nice. They have coarse, medium, and fine. And so this is, they call this coarse and fine, but it's more like a medium and fine. It's pretty coarse, but it's more of a medium and a fine Coarse would be, sometimes I have to use something stronger than this, more abrasive than this, to get rid of any dings or dents. And a lot of times I'll just use a file to do that first, and then I'll come over to this stone here. So again, we've got the medium and fine, and I just put some cooking oil on here, and I'll just show what I do to get these sharp. So let's just take this one and test it. So it's not cutting through the paper, so I want to get this to be able to cut through that paper, and then I know I'm going to be okay when I'm doing the wood turning. So I put the oil on like I showed on the coarse. Really, this is a medium, as I said. And I put the bevel down and just raise the handle so it flattens out, just to match that. And I'll go back and forth. Now, I don't do it in one spot. I move it around because I want to keep the stone, I don't want to wear out any spots of the stone. And I wipe it on a paper towel. I just check the back if there's any burr forming, which there's a burr. I can feel it when I run my finger this way. You can use your nail, or I can even just hear it on the paper towel. I can hear it dragging. See, there's a burr there compared to this side. It's smooth. You don't hear that. You hear a different sound. This is more of a dragging or a scraping sound. So you get a scraping sound, then you know you have the burr. But you can feel it. It's like a tactile thing. You can feel it with your finger. And then what I do is, from there I just lay it flat on the back, go around. I can go back and forth or circular motions. I just try to keep the stone from rubbing in any one particular way. Wipe it. And I don't feel a burr now, so now I'm just going to test it on the paper. It feels really sharp, so that's all it is to tuning up your chisels so that you can work with them. Now, can I go sharper? Yes, and I would just need a finer stone. But for the woodworking that I do, I actually don't want it, I don't need it any sharper than this. This edge will actually last, will hold for a long time. If I sharpen it finer, it won't actually hold as long. Okay, so let's get this one sharp, which I know is dull, because I use this on something really knotty, and I know it's lost a nice edge on it. So let's get this one sharpened up. Again, this needs some oil. Some good old vegetable oil I have here, I believe. Actually some olive oil. Any cooking oil, that's basically what I use. So come in here close. I'm laying it down on the bevel side here, and then I'll raise the handle till it flattens out. So right there. Now, this is a tiny bit wider than my stone, so I'll actually turn it. If I'm really careful, I can keep it on the stone and just go back and forth. But if I turn it, if I skew it a little bit on an angle here, then I know I'm going to make sure I get the whole blade. last thing we want to do is not have it sharpened throughout the length of the blade. So I go that way and I can go this way. Okay, clean that off. Feel for the burr. Lay it flat. Okay, looks nice and sharp just on the coarse. But I'm going to go to the fine because I want to get it really perfect for what I need. Oil it up and just repeat on the bevel side. Okay. Very light burr, but not much, so I'm going to go a little bit more. It's going to be a finer burr than if I did it on the more rough side, obviously. The more so now I've got the burr. I want to get rid of that. Now I got to knock that burr off, and that's very, very sharp now. And I'll run my finger perpendicular to the blade, never parallel with the blade. Extremely sharp now, so totally ready for wood turning. So I got this really, really sharp, and that's just my run-of-the-mill oil stone. And if you want to go sharper, then you would just get a more fine stone. But you have to go through the courses. You can't just jump to the fine stone if your tool is dull. You have to go not too coarse. Very coarse is if you have it damaged and you have to bring it back to a straight edge or fix the bevel. But if you have a good bevel and it's straight already, then you can go to like a medium and then work it and then go to a fine, just like I did here. So let's get started. I'm going to put some oil on the medium side. This is probably about a 600 grit, and between 600 and 1000 grit is really what a medium is. And then we'll flip it, and I'll do the fine side, which is about 1000 to 3000 typically. So I'm putting it down like this and lifting the handle till this flattens out. So right about there. Let's check it out for a burr. Get more of an even burr on it, so nice and flat there. A little bit of pressure, not too much, not too little. I got a burr here. Lay it on the back here. Okay, so basically what I'll do is, as I'm doing my wood turning, I'll just have this set up right here. The stone right here with some newspaper underneath it. And I just have it raised up on a block so it's comfortable. And if my tools are getting dull or not, you know, they're not working as good, I want them super sharp during a particular process, I can touch them up right here on my stone. And that's real easy. So I brought all these back, these old block planes, traditional block planes. I got all the blades redone, just with the method I showed, and they all cut, and they give me perfect shavings, consistent. So I'm really happy with that technique, and it's very easy to do. And I got these all sharp. So there's nothing I can't do with just that one stone. I can get everything sharp as I want.